that some people even believe that if you even disagree with the prime minister of Israel, now, for example, Benjamin Netanyahu, if you disagree with his policy, it means that you hate Israel. So people have that. And then there are some people who believe that if the prime minister says it, then that is it. You cannot argue with what the prime minister has said. And they forget the fact that right there in Israel, they have several political parties who both love their country. But the reason why they are different is because they all have different approaches to solving their problem. One party cannot tell the other, you don't love your country. They all love their country passionately. One party believes that we can solve problems through diplomacy. Another one believes that we can only solve problems through war. They both love their country, but they like to do it differently. But some people that are outside that body, they feel that no, you can't say anything contrary. So it is ignorance. So I was sharing with him that, okay, any person who speaks contrary looks as if this person hates Israel, right? And then the next thing is you call the person an Antichrist. So I said, okay, if you really understand the scriptures, then you will know that any person you can effectively call an Antichrist because you think he doesn't love Israel, then that person cannot be the Antichrist. Any person you can point to that you can say you are an Antichrist because you don't like Israel, then that person cannot be the Antichrist. It's going to be a lover of Israel, and the person that will popularize him, that will validate him, is called the false prophet. I know many of us may not have delved into eschatology to that extent. It's called the false prophet that represents the church. So I was telling this pastor, I said, because we don't understand this, when the true Antichrist emerges, the church will not recognize him. Because in our mind, we are positioned looking out for somebody who hates Israel. But the Antichrist is going to be a lover of Israel that will be validated by the church. It's the church that is going to validate him and say, this person is good, he loves Israel, this is the person, this is the man of God, and the church will validate him. And then because the church validates him, Israel will receive him into the temple of God in Jerusalem. So I said, with the mindset that we have, that any person who speaks contrary to Israel is an Antichrist, means that we know that there's going to be an Antichrist, but we don't understand who the Antichrist is. So because we don't understand, when the Antichrist comes, we won't recognize him. And that will make us to actually find ourselves doing what the Bible said we are going to do. And what is it? Validate the man of sin.